Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's webisode of Just Be Different. My name is Janae, and I'm so excited and delighted to be invited into your time tonight to discuss pertinent and relevant information with you about what's going on in today's society, about how that can be applied to our lives so that we can be different in every aspect of our lives. The goal of the Just Be Different movement is to empower people from all walks of life to be different in every aspect of their lives. And so, with all that being said, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Please visit us on our website, www.wansley.wix.com /just be different. I will leave it in the comment um, in the viewer description below so that you can take a look, visit us, ask questions, give us feedback. It'll be greatly appreciated. So, it has been a while. It has been a while. So, for those of you who are watching us for the first time, thank you so much and welcome. And for those of you who are consistent watchers, thank you so much for sticking and hanging in there with me. I really appreciate it. So, like I said, it's been a while, but I did say that tonight I would be broadcasting. I'm going to be broadcasting every day. I'm going to try my best to start back doing broadcasts every day. Just know though that for this week, it's going to be late night broadcast because the local association of churches is in annual session this week, and I am going to be in attendance there. We don't get out until about 9:30, 10 o'clock, something like that. And then, we got to talk and converse until we shut the church down. So we close the church down. So I probably won't be getting home. I won't be getting home until about 10:30. So the broadcast will be posted between 11 and 11:30. Um, my friend is ridiculous. Maybe that's why I need to turn off my phone while I'm doing these broadcasts because my friends are silly. Silly. Anyway, tonight's webisode is, I'm sorry. I am going to text you back. Silly. I am currently I am currently filming the broadcast. Say hi.
Hi.
Because you just couldn't sit over there and watch Caillou, huh?
How doing? How doing? Good. Fun.
All right, Des, now go sit down and watch Caillou. Yeah, whenever she knows I'm recording and whatnot, she likes to say hi. Okay, so welcome back because that was our commercial break. We're back now after those messages. So I am here tonight to talk to you about the importance of knowing who you are and um ah that just threw me off. Okay, I got it. Y'all gotta bear with me. I just have so many distractions. And my daughter won't go to sleep, so I have to and I don't want to go back on my promise with you guys. So tonight's webisode is about the importance of being yourself in today's ever-changing society. And it really coincides with the movement that I founded because in today's society, you find so many people who desire to be carbon copies of others. And it's like, where's the originality? Everybody's supposed to be the same. The truth of the matter is, we were all. Do I have a piece of.
How doing? Good. You?
Go watch Caillou. All right. Now that I'm fully ready, let's go. So, the importance of being yourself in today's ever-changing society. Everybody wants to be a carbon copy of others. And the truth of the matter is that we are all called out to be our own unique person, to be our own true selves. And a lot of the time, especially in today's society, there's so many trends. There's so many trending topics. Fashion trends. I mean, from shoes to sneakers to what color to wear to how to wear your hair. I mean, it's just so many different things going on in the world today that would cause for one to say, "Oh, I want to be just like that. I want to look just like that. I want to act just like that." And the truth is, we were not born to be just another carbon copy. We were not. We were born with our own personality. We were born with our own originality. And in today's society, we're losing that. We are losing that. We are definitely, definitely losing that. And so I just want to talk a little bit about why it's important to get back to who you are. I struggled with it. And so I'm speaking from experience to tell you that it may look good to want to be like Beyonce, have the curves like her, be able to dance like her, or to be the biggest fashion icon, to be the best Tyra Banks or Iman, or or whoever that you wish to be. But then there's you. And so when you're trying to be somebody else, where are you? Where are you? You've become you become lost. And so tonight I just want to share a little bit with you about how I found out how to embrace myself, because I wasn't always, "Oh yeah, I love who I am and I don't care what anybody says about it." No, there was a time where I did not like who I was, and
I got you.
I did not like who I was. I did not like the way I looked. I did not like my fashion style, which was kind of strange because you kind of influence your fashion style. But, I started to see things in magazines. It's like, "Oh, I want to look like that." And sometimes I felt like because of how I looked, because of the color of my skin, I wouldn't look pretty in certain things. And there was just a time in my life where I had to be like, "You know what, Janae? Some things are for you and some things are not. And you have to feel your way through that to see, okay, what's good for the goose may not be good for the gander." Um, or in layman's terms, what's good for everybody else just may not be good for me. So, let me tell you a little bit about how I came to the realization that being me is the best way to go. I really tried to put on a facade. I mean, really tried to put on a facade. Like, at one point, it got so bad where I was just like making up this whole fairy tale life that I had. And it was because I was so incomplete in who I was. I wasn't happy with who I was. And I saw everything that everyone else was becoming. And I saw everything that everyone else was accomplishing. I was like, well, you know what? I'm going to create this lifestyle. And I'm going to attach it to myself so that I can look good. And come to find out, it wasn't making me look good at all. It was making me look uglier and uglier and uglier by the day, by the week, by the month, by the year. And I started to believe that this was the life that I really had, when in truth, I did not. And that came from being depressed about my looks, about the way I dressed, about the things that were going on in my life. All of those things influenced me to do that. See what I'm saying? And it's like, Lord, I want the most successful life possible. I want to be happy. I want to feel beautiful. I want to feel like I'm wanted, like I'm needed. And so, to kind of validate myself, that's what I did. I just decided to live in a fairy tale for a while. And to me it felt good. But I didn't know what was going on behind the scenes. Everybody else knew that, okay, yeah, this isn't the life she's living. But because I was so engrossed into that, it felt good for me. But for everybody else, they was talking about me. They were saying, "Oh, girl, the girl crazy." I mean, a whole lot of stuff. And it wasn't until I had to sit myself down and look at myself in the mirror and be like, "Janae, this is who I am." Like, Janae, this is who you are. There's no escaping it. You were born to be this. You look like this because this is just how you look. You couldn't help how you look. You weren't able to choose how you look. This is how you look, and you're beautiful and you're amazing just the way you are. And so, like, in today's society, we see so many, especially young women, struggling with that because they feel like if they have a blemish on their face, they're ugly. If they don't have a Coca-Cola bottle shape, that they're ugly, or that they're um deformed, or that they'll never get a husband, or that they'll never meet somebody who truly loves them for them. There, I truly believe in the statement, there is someone out there for everyone. And if that's someone, and I'm not just saying relationship wise, if that friend can't accept you for who you are, if that family member can't accept you for who you are, then honey, cut them off and move on. Because at the end of the day, people who truly love you, flaws and all. They love you for every single thing that you have done. They know you're not perfect. They know that you may not have the perfect shape. They know that you may not have the perfect speech. They know you may not have this impeccable sense of fashion. But at the end of the day, all of those things make up who you are. And if they really love you, and if they really want to be in your life, then they will accept you for that. And even for the things that may not be so good about you, if they truly love you, they won't talk about you. They won't run your name through the dirt, but they will help you. They will reach their hand out to you like, look, I know that there's some things that are going on that you're struggling with, or whatever the case may be. And if they feel led to, they will help you. But even if they don't help you, they can help you by praying you through. They can help you by encouraging you. A good word, an encouraging word can go a long way. And that it all goes back to, self-esteem. Like, what did people say, like, about you from growing up? Because I dealt with that too. I dealt with the, oh, you're so dark, because it's this whole light skin versus dark skin thing. And at one point in my life, I was like, Lord, why I gotta be dark skinned? I'm always being talked about. I don't feel pretty because everybody likes light skinned people. I feel like I'm different, and not in a good way. I felt left out. And I had to reaffirm myself later on in life. Janae, your skin complexion has nothing to do with who you are. It's just a part of the outside shell in which the real you actually exists. But even so, being that that is a part of you, it may not be who you are, but being that that is a part of you, and being that you have to live with the shell that you've been given, trust and believe that you are beautiful. Trust and believe that you are wanted. Trust and believe that you are loved. Trust and believe that you are needed. I had to reaffirm myself of that because for so long, I've dealt with feeling like I'm less than because of the color of my skin. And that lowered my self-esteem tremendously. Even when I was in a relationship with um those who made, like, when I was in a relationship with a guy who was lighter than me. Oh, I got a whole lot of heat about that. Oh, look at the contrast. Like, or he would hear, oh, you want to be with a dark skinned chick? Da, 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 da. Like, that hurt me because it's like, oh, wait, so because of the color of my skin, I can't compliment anyone? Like, what are you trying to say? Like, And that hurt me. It hurt me. Like, a lot of my friends growing up were light skinned, and they were accepted by so many other people. But I, on the other hand, was not. So, like, my little group of friends, like, while my light skinned friends had tons of friends, my little circle of friends was just a whole bunch of light skinned friends. And I felt like, sometimes I felt like, well, they're just hanging with me because they know that if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have any friends. Like, I hope that makes sense. But I feel like sometimes I was just being treated as a charity case. Like, oh, no. And that's never how I wanted to be treated. And so for years, I dealt with who I really was. I had to fight against who I really was. It was who I really was versus who I really wanted to be deep down on the inside. Not knowing that I should really want to be who I've been called to be. Right? Like, I should really want to be all that God has created me to be. I didn't realize that though. And especially in my high school years. High school, oh God. Because I went to a predominantly white school, um, which started to change after my class came. Things drastically started to change as far as the demographics of the school, but still, I felt out of place because now it's not even a battle between light skin versus dark skin. It's a battle between black versus white. And now I had to deal with racism. Maybe not as loud as it would be in the South, but honey, racism still exists everywhere. And so I had to deal with that silent, unspoken racism. I had to deal with gestures. I had to deal with eye rolling. I had to deal with staring. I had to deal with people looking, like, glaring at me. Like, I had to deal with all of that too. But the light skins and the Hispanics didn't really have to, because they were of lighter complexion. And I just felt like, Lord, maybe you should have created me to be light skinned, because this hair I can't take. It really took a toll on me. It took a toll on me. But as I got to college and I started, I went to an HBCU. So when I got to college, I surrounded myself with my own, or so I felt. There were more people that looked like me. So now I felt accepted. So now I felt like, okay, I didn't feel out of place. I didn't feel different. I didn't feel weird. I didn't feel like I was less than, because I was surrounded by people who had the same shade of skin as me. All different shades, but they were still, black. And then you still had you still had Caucasians, you still had international people to come to my school, but the majority of the people who attended were just like me. And so now I felt at home. Now I felt right. Now I felt free. You see what I'm saying? And it should have never been that way. It should have never been that way. But today, now more than ever, you have all of these young men and young women who deal with these low self-esteem, and they may not speak on it. They may not talk about it, but they struggle. They struggle. They're bullied. They're cyber bullied. I mean, we didn't really have to go through that in elementary and middle school, because Facebook, Twitter, all of that wasn't really prevalent while I was in elementary and middle school. High school is when social media began to start getting popular, all that. But like now in elementary and middle school, people are being cyberbullied. People are being bullied in the schools. I mean, it's just so much that we all in this generation and generation under us, that they have to deal with, that we have to deal with. And although it may not be spoken about, yeah, that young lady may be going home every day with a smile on her face, talking to her mother. Yeah, school was great. But then she goes into her room, shuts the door, and she cries herself to sleep. You have that young man that flaunts because he feels like the more girls he gets, the more he'll be accepted by his brothers, by his, well, I don't really like to say, but by his niggas. I mean, I'm saying that because that's the terminology that's used by his friends, by his peers. Then he goes home and he feels incomplete because he knows it's just all a show. And that if he didn't have all those girls, or if he couldn't play ball, or if he couldn't play sports, or if he couldn't run track, that he would be nothing in the eyes of his peers. So many unspoken things that go on, and it's like, how do we sit and how can we accept ourselves when it's so when there's so many people against us, when there's so many people against us, backstabbers, like and I mean, now it's really to the point where it's like, it's not just people that don't know you, it's people who've known you for years that are bullying you, that are backstabbing you. Like, I mean, you see a whole lot of fake and phony now, and you don't think that that takes precedence in someone's heart? Like, oh wow, the people who I consider to be friends, the people who I consider to be friends, they turn in and they talk to their friends about me because I'm supposed to be their friend. Like, but I'm supposed to be your friend though. Like, no, like, no, and that plays a part in the self-esteem of today's young men and young women. It really does. It played a part with me. Oh, it surely played a part with me. But as a Christian, because I mean, everyone that's watching may not be Christian, but as a Christian, besides me having to sit and have a conversation with myself to reaffirm myself and to reassure myself that I am somebody, that I'm loved, that I'm wanted, that I'm needed, that I'm here for a purpose, I also had to turn to the Word of God. I had to reaffirm myself in the scripture in Psalms, if I'm not mistaken, 134, where it says, I am fearfully and I'm wonderfully made. God created me just the way that I am, and he thought that it was good. In Genesis, when God created man, he created man and he said that it was good. Now, are all of the things that we do good? No. We all have flaws, but that doesn't diminish our value. That doesn't diminish the true person that we have been called to be. That does not, because we're not perfect. But as long as we strive to be who God called us to be, that's something beautiful. That's something beautiful. That's something so amazing. Like, that is something so amazing. The things that I'm doing with my life now, I didn't want to do. The lifestyle that I lead now, I didn't want to lead it. I didn't want to be called up. I didn't want to be called out. I didn't want to be set apart. I didn't want to be chosen. I didn't want to be different, because I felt like if I was like everyone else, I would be accepted. But see, the thing is that now, because there are so many people trying to be the same thing, now there are people out there looking for different. Let me tell you something. In loving relationships, because a lot of y'all know that I do a lot of, hashtag loving relationship segments. A man is not going to look for a woman who looks like everybody else. Now they're looking for different because they are so used to every woman trying to be the same, trying to be a bad bee, trying to be a boss. You can be a boss in your own way. You don't have to be a boss according to music video standards, according to video victim standards. You can be a boss in your own right. You really can. You really can. Thank you, Destiny. Watch Caillou. You really can. You really and you truly can be. You can be great. I mean, you can build an empire the right way, in your own way. Everybody's not going to get quick money. Sometimes you got to work and work hard to be the boss. It costs to be the boss. But when you do whatever it is that you feel like you've been called to do, when you, because my desire is for everyone who watches this broadcast and is a part of this movement, that they become who God destined for them to be. That they find their purpose in life. That they find their mission in life. And that they do it and that they fulfill it to the best of their ability. As I try to do that, because I'm not gonna tell y'all to do something that I'm not striving to do. As I try to the best of my ability, with God on my side, I hope and I pray that all of us are so content and so confident in who we are and what our purpose is, and that we go forth and do everything that it is that we have been assigned to do. Because if we had no purpose, we would have never been created. Like, perfect example, when I found out that I was pregnant with my daughter, I never thought about abortion or anything like that. Her dad never gave me the option to abort because that's just something we don't personally believe in. But I struggled with it. Like, should I bring her into this world? I'm not ready to be a mom. I don't have the resources. I don't have the ways and means to support her the way that I really want to. But I had to realize that God would have never given her to me had she not needed to be here for some specific reason and a purpose. And guess what? One of her purposes in coming here was to get me out of what I was in. That was a purpose. That was one of her reasons of being here, to get me, to bring me out of what I was in, to be that catalyst of change for me. Now, who knows what else she's destined for? I definitely believe that my daughter is destined for greatness. She's destined for great opportunities, amazing things. She will be great. She will be, oh God, like the things that are in store for her, I definitely believe. She'll be a great. She'll be an inspiration to so many. She'll be an influence. She will make an impact in this world. I believe it. But let's say, had I aborted her, had I not had her, then what? I know, as far as I'm concerned, I could have been all sorts of dead, all sorts of lost. But God used her to bring me back and to show me that there's a purpose on my life too. And so for every one of you who are watching tonight, you are created for a purpose and for a destiny. You are created. You are here for a reason. God has planted you where you are for a reason. Life is not destined to be easy. Trust me, you're going to go through things and things you're not going to like. Things that could have been avoided. You're going to have to go through this walk we call life. But guess what? At the end of it, not only do you learn so much, but you know so much more about yourself and why you're here. You do. But it all starts with accepting and acknowledging who you really are. Don't fake the funk. I knew I faked the funk for a long time, and it got me absolutely nowhere. Now is the time for you to sit in the mirror, have a conversation with yourself. People be like, oh, people who talk to themselves are crazy. But sometimes you need a one-on-one with yourself, because guess what? Can't nobody tell you who you are. You need to know who you are for yourself. You need to know who you are for yourself. And I know I had to take that look in the mirror and I had to be like, Janae, all right, let's get it together, because you need to find out who you are. Because the more you go down the road, the more lost you'll be. The more you don't know who you are, the more lost you will become in something that you're not, until it consumes you, until you believe that you're that person that you're not. I went through it. I dealt with it. I did. And I had to deal with it. Couldn't nobody else deal with it for me. I had to deal with me. And so my hope is that once you realize who you are, accept it. Be confident in who you are. Be confident in who you are. And remember that God called you to be great. God did call you to be different. Because if we weren't to be different, we all would look the same. We all would act the same. But we all are created in God's image. And though that may seem that because we are created in God's image that we are to be the same, we have been called to be different. Do you know? And this is what I had to tell myself. Like, do you know that there is only one you? That there is only one you? There's nobody else in this world like you. There's nobody else in this world like you. Nobody else in this world like you. Do you know how powerful that is? Take advantage of that. And I know that when you close your eyes and when you're dead and gone, There will be no one else like you. There's only one you. There's only one you. There may be, your kids may kind of look like you, but they will never be who you were. They may kind of act like you, but they still have their own personality and they still have their own lives to live and their own purpose and their own destiny to fulfill. There's nobody else like you. And there will never, and I mean never, ever, ever be anyone else like you. And once you take hold to how beautiful that is, you will begin to see how beautiful life is as you. I'm telling you, because I've started to experience how beautiful and how pleasant it is to be me. And that's when you're really free. That is when you're really free, because as long as you continue to wound yourself up in a fairy tale, you're holding yourself captive. You're putting yourself in bondage. That's just like, here, master, put the handcuffs on me. You're giving yourself away to be bound. But once you realize who you are, there's such a freedom and a beauty in that. Oh God. There's really such a freedom and a beauty in that. Galatians 5:1, it says, stand therefore, where within the liberty that Christ has made you free. I mean, you may not be physically bound, but you're emotionally bound, mentally bound, spiritually bound. Find out who you are. Find out who you are. Because once you find out who you are, that's when you can help others get free. You cannot help others get free when you are bound. And I tried that because I felt like the person that I create, the life that I created for myself was the person that I was. And so I felt that I was free, but I wasn't really free. I was bound and I wasn't happy. I wasn't content. I wasn't confident. I didn't feel as great and as fabulous as I feel now. Like, because now I'm so confident who I am. Honey, if you don't like me, that's fine. This door. Don't let it hit you on the way out. I'm beautiful. I may not be your cup of tea. That's fine. That's fine. Just because I'm not your cup of tea doesn't mean that I'm ugly. Honey, I don't know. No. I may not be the prettiest person in the world. I may not be Beyonce. I may not be Ciara. I may not be all these people. I may not have the fair complexion. I may not have this banging body shape. But honey, as far as it goes for Janae, Brianna Wansley, I am beautiful. Can't nobody tell me different. Cause I love who I am now. Oh, I love who I am now, flaws and all. And even with the flaws, and I'm learning how to deal with them. Trying to make myself better every day. And can't nobody tell me different. Can't nobody tell me different. So we all have to get to the place to where can't nobody tell you different. That you're fearfully and that you're wonderfully made. That you have a purpose, you have a destiny to fulfill on this earth. Stand tall on who you are. It's important that you do so. Because it's when you find out who you are that you find out your purpose. You find out the reason why you're here. God created you the way that He did because there's a reason for you to be here. You got to carry it out. You don't want to close your eyes and have not completed your assignment. Have not left the legacy. Not blaze the trail for others to follow. Right? Right? I hope I'm talking right. I really hope I'm talking right because, listen, it helped me get free. And just as much as it's blessed me and it's blessing me right now, I just hope that it blesses you too. Be yourself. Be relentlessly, my sister and I say this all the time. Be relentlessly authentic. Don't be a carbon copy. Be relentlessly authentic because there is one you. Know that I love you. Know that I am here for you. If you have any questions, any comments, or concerns, please, please, please add us on Facebook at the Just Be Different Movement. I'll put all the links in the description below so that you can, connect with us on social media. Inbox me. I don't bite. I'm one of the friendliest persons you'll ever meet. Trust me, I love people. I have a heart for people. I have a genuine passion and concern for people. So trust me, if you inbox me, you are not going to be like, oh, she was so rude, she was so mean, she was so nasty, because I've been placed here to help others. We have all been placed here to help others in our own special way. All right? So inbox me. Listen, questions, comments, concerns, anything, okay? Listen. Being that I said that, tomorrow's episode, I really want you, send me questions. Send me questions. What do you want to know about me? What do you want to know about me? As long as it's not too personal, I will definitely answer. It could be about love and relationships. It could be about health and wellness. It could be about my childhood, whatever. Um, just as long as I feel like the question is not too personal, I will definitely answer it tomorrow. Please, oh my gosh, please, just send me questions. I think that would be so fun. Kind of get to know me because I have this movement and everything like that, and y'all just make that, oh well, this is just a random lady who just has a movement, things like that. But I want to get to know you guys, and I'm sure you guys want to get to know me. So send those questions. Oh my gosh, that would be great to have a Q&A segment tomorrow. If I don't get enough questions by tomorrow, though, we'll try to do it by the time the week is over. But I mean, just send me questions. Send me questions. I want to get to know you guys. I want to share myself with you guys. This is what this movement is about. For me to help y'all. For you to help me. For us to help each other. Right? So please be sure to send those questions. Like I said, all the links to my social media connects will be in the description below. Please also visit our website, wansleyj.wix.com/just be different. That link will also be in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. I love every last one of y'all. Continue to keep your head up. Continue to be empowered to be different in every aspect of your life. I love you. God bless. Good night.